Hello everybody, welcome to the very first Peaks and Troughs gear review video. Today we'll be looking at the Rab Ridge Raider, which is a very nice compact bivvy, and seeing what it's capable of, looking at its pack size, looking at all the specifications. Yeah, let's get into it. Well, we better start by talking about its weight and its size, because if you're taking anything up a hill, then it needs to be light and it needs to be small, really, ideally anyway. So the Ridge Raider weighs in at just over a kilogram. It's 1,033 grams, and packed down to this size in its own stuff sack. It measures 30 by 60 centimeters, so it's not going to take up much room in your bag. It's nice and light, and the best thing about the Ridge Raider, as you'll see in a minute, is that it's a really small size, so you can pretty much fit it anywhere, no matter where you're camping. It really comes in handy for those little tight spots when space is at a premium. But I'll show you setting it up, and you can see how quick it is and easy it is to get everything set up in a few minutes, really. Here we go. And there we have it, the Rab Ridge Raider. There's not a great deal to say about it. It's very basic, but it's very good at what it does. The fabric is event technology, which keeps airflow really good. So even when you've got warm nights and you don't really want to zip it up, there's a bug net that can be zipped up like this. So you've still got that throughput of air. It keeps everything quite ventilated. Or if you want to zip it up fully, obviously for a cozier night in the winter, keeps you nice and warm as well. So I like the versatility of it in different situations. It's really good. The footprint's really small, as you can see from above, so wherever you're pitching, there's pretty much room for this wherever you're going to camp, and so you're never going to struggle to find a place for a Ridge Raider. Now what you might need with this bivvy is a tarp, just to stop the rain. If you are going to be in a place where you get downpours, then it's not going to be the best. You might get some pooling in the middle of the bivvy. So I would suggest taking a bivvy just to stop that from happening and keep it nice and safe. For the sake of 400 grams for a bivvy, just keep the rain off you for the night and you'll never have any problems. It is weatherproof. Obviously that event technology helps, but I wouldn't really like to be in it in a massive downpour. But apart from that, it's just a really solid piece of kit. They've really thought about little things. Everything feels really well made. The stakes are lightweight. Obviously the guides are really good and keep it really secure. Even I've been out in it when it's been really windy and it's barely moved. So it's a really good piece of kit. Obviously it's expensive compared to normal bivvies. And you've got companies like Snugpack, and I know Alpkit have got a new one out. The Elan, that's really good, that I'd really like to have a look at as well. One of the really good things about the Rab Ridge Raider is that you've got a lot of space inside. I don't know if you can tell that on camera, but it really is quite spacious when you're in there. A lot of people might think that bivvies are like a coffin, as my wife suggested when I told her I was buying this. But it really isn't. Even with your sleeping pad, a sleeping bag, there's still enough room at either side and above you to read a book or watch Netflix on your phone if you're into that sort of thing. Whatever you need to do, there's enough room for it. It doesn't ever feel really that claustrophobic. You'll notice that at the end of the bivvy it sags a little bit, and you might think, well, I don't like it touching my feet like I did, but you really can't notice that. It's really light, the material, so you don't even notice that it is sort of touching the bottom part of your sleeping bag. Especially if you're in a sleeping bag as well, you're never going to feel it anyway, are you really? So yeah, just wanted to touch on how much space you have compared to a lot of bivvies. I think it is quite spacious. I know the Snugpack ones are very similar, but I don't think you have as much room to move around and sort of read and do what you want to on an evening when it's time to go to bed. Now you might be thinking, with a bivvy bag, am I completely safe from the elements? Well, with the Rabridgeraider especially, water just kind of falls off it like a duck's back. You'll see as I just demonstrate with this water here, it just beads up and rolls off really nicely. So even, you know, I mean, if I pour this glass of water, it's almost like a waterproof barrier. So you can see there, you're not going to get any problems with just a bit of rain during the evening. You can see all the beading there. It's really great material. This event stuff really does a good job of keeping that water off you all night. The one downside about the Rabridgeraider and every front entry bivvy is that you have to crawl out of it every morning like a butterfly escaping a cocoon. Now, some people might enjoy that. I myself, I'm in my 30s and find it quite difficult. However, it's worth it. I think the pros outweigh the cons, especially with this particular model of bivvy. And bivvies have got the place in camping as well. It's not, you know, you don't always need a massive tent, and especially on warm summer nights when you want to be closer to nature, you want to be closer to the stars, then sometimes a tent is not necessarily the best option. So that's the Rabridgeraider. I think we've covered everything you need to know about it. Any questions, then please feel free to ask in the comments. Give us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you for more awesome content on Peaks and Troughs. Okay, so where to start? Well, really, it's a perfect little size for any sort of wild camping adventure. If you're we are scripted, it's so hard, isn't it? Just make it a spot. Okay. Okay. Well, let's kick off thing. I might go outtakes, don't worry. Well, let's kick things off. First, we better talk about pack size and weight, because that's really important whenever you're going up a big hill. So, first of all, the Rabridgeraider weighs just over a kilogram, 1,033 grams to be precise. So it's nice and light. It's not going to take up much room in your bag, because I mean, at this point, when it's packed down into its own stuff sack, it measures between around 30 to 60 centimeters. just do a quick cut. Okay. It's not going to take up much room in your bag, because at this point, when it's in its own stuff sack, it's oh God, there's a wasp there. Don't come in, you twat. Is it pissed off?
Yeah.
Right, stuck in that with that. Stuck in this with that.
Because the Ridge Raider that Mark's got is like a nice orangey yellow. It is attracting one or two of the
It's called saffron.
Saffron.